Welcome to The Explainer. Today we are tearing into the raw, unfiltered, and pretty controversial advice from business coach Dan Pena. He's got a very direct and, for a lot of people, a shocking answer to a pretty simple question about getting rich. So this is it. This is the big question that his entire philosophy is built around. And he doesn't think the answer has anything to do with a lack of opportunity or education or even how hard you work. Nope. In his mind, the problem is something way more fundamental, and honestly, something you'd never expect. And there it is. Pena's whole argument is that smart, analytical people are actually their own worst enemies. They get stuck in what he calls analysis paralysis. They're always trying to find a shortcut or a hack or some kind of better way instead of just doing what's been proven to work. Okay, so if being smart is the problem, what in the world is the solution? Well, this is where Pena just flips the whole script. He introduces a path that feels completely backward, a path he calls the stupid process. Now, what's so fascinating here is how he completely redefines the word stupid. In Pena's world, this has nothing to do with being unintelligent. It's actually a really disciplined choice. It's a decision to just turn off your own judgment, to stop overthinking every little thing, and to just execute the plan that's already sitting right in front of you. And to really hammer this point home, Pena tells the story of one of his mentees, an engineer from Australia named Matthew. Now, as an engineer, Matthew's brain was literally wired to analyze and question and optimize everything he saw. And that, right there, was the very thing holding him back. This quote, this is the light bulb moment. This is when everything clicked for Matthew. He made a conscious choice to, dumb down his approach. He decided to just switch off that part of his brain that was always questioning the process, and instead, he just followed the steps, even when they felt way too simple or, kind of illogical. So this brings us right to the heart of the conflict in Pena's philosophy. It's this constant battle between your natural instinct to be smart and the simple instruction to just follow the system. And this chart just lays it out perfectly, right? You've got these two totally opposite ways of thinking. The smart brain wants to take everything apart. It needs proof, it wants case studies before it'll even think about acting. But the stupid process approach, it says all of that is just a distraction. The only thing that actually matters is doing the work. Which, of course, leads us right to one of Dan Pena's biggest pet peeves, this relentless demand from smart people for more and more information before they'll even lift a finger. I mean, this is the classic question from the analytical mind, isn't it? It sounds so reasonable, right? Like you're just doing your homework. But for Dan Pena, this isn't just a red flag. He sees it as a symptom of the very disease that causes failure in the first place. And his response couldn't be more blunt. From his point of view, the person asking for more case studies isn't really looking for validation. They're looking for an excuse. It's just a really sophisticated way to procrastinate, all disguised as being careful and intellectual. So here's the crucial takeaway. He argues that the very act of demanding all this proof shows you just don't get what actually drives success. In his world, getting bogged down in the why is exactly what paralyzes you from ever starting the how. All right, so if deep analysis and case studies are just traps, what's the alternative? Well, the instruction is brutally, brutally simple. What he's saying is the tools are already there. The system has been boiled down so much that intelligence and analytical skill aren't just unnecessary, they actually get in the way. The only thing required is the ability to follow directions, period. You see how extreme these instructions are? That's on purpose. The whole point is to completely remove your smart brain's ability to improve things or tweak the system. Any change you make, even fixing a typo, is seen as your ego sabotaging the execution. It's a pure test of discipline. And just like that, he brings it all full circle. Your inability, or maybe your unwillingness to follow these simple, rigid instructions is, in his very direct assessment, the single biggest reason you're not hitting your financial goals. So, to wrap it all up, in Pena's world, wealth isn't some prize for the smartest person in the room. It's for the most disciplined one. It's a radical, all-out call for action over analysis, and for just plain obedience over optimization. And that's the big, provocative thought we're going to leave you with. Look, Pena's style is undeniably harsh, but the question at the heart of it all is powerful. At what point does our own intelligence stop helping us and actually start becoming the biggest obstacle in our way?